Hey folks, once again, yet another VHS review. I mentioned last time I was going to talk about this movie, Blue Steel, which is a film directed by Kathryn Bigelow. Of course, by this time, I believe it was 1989, 1990. The late 80s, early 90s was a time of the thriller. I know you say, well, that's stupid. But bear with me. You had Fatal Attraction. I think before that, around that time, Jagged Edge, Hand That Rots the Cradle, Single Wife Female, Pacific Heights, and this film, among others. Where basically, I think, maybe Sliver, not Slither, with James Gunn, that's a different one, but Sliver. Basically, what I mean is thrillers that are, in a way, if you think about slasher films, or they use a lot of slasher motifs, but because they have actors or directors, or they don't, have the quote corny aspects of a slasher movie, then it's deemed a higher brow. But yet they still have the elements like the killer who's not dead but still comes after you. Remember the ending of Fatal Attraction? You think she's dead, boom, comes back. And I remember, actually, I know I talked about Cisco Emery, I've been watching a lot of their stuff, and Roger Ebert liked this movie, gave it a thumbs up, which was cool. And I remember he described this sort of like Halloween, and I thought, wow, that's stupid. But he said, well, you have a woman, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, who's strong, but yet someone, and in the same case, Jamie Lee Curtis here plays a rookie cop, and you have this madman who's seemingly unstoppable, stalking her every which way, shape, or form, killing people around her, and with a target to her. I'm like, well, that's a general basis, but in a way, it kind of works. But yeah, Kathryn Bigelow, who won the Oscar for The Hurt Locker, and like I said before this, before this, she had done Near Dark, and Kathryn Bigelow also had done films like Strange Days, which was a forgettable movie in my opinion. Kathryn Bigelow, she has hit and miss. She did Point Break, and then she did, what was that Harrison Ford flick with the submarine, K-19, The Widowmaker. Not really one of Harrison Ford's strong movies in my opinion. But Blue Steel, the plot is simply, like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis is a rookie cop who, she's pretty new on the force when she witnesses a robbery. And she follows procedure, pulls her gun out, asks him, and actually the guy who's robbing it is Tom Sizemore. I believe this was his first film that he had done. And she orders him to put the gun down, and the guy doesn't for some reason. He's about to shoot her, and then she shoots him. As this is going on, people are witnessing it, including Ron Silver, who's on the ground, because Robert said everybody on the ground. Ron Silver watches the gunman's gun fly and land in front of him, and then for some reason Ron Silver takes the gun. So of course, after the shooting, you have the fucking police chief. If I can remember the guy's name, I don't remember. The dickhead saying, "It's your typical fucking police chief. How you do?" It's that cliche that I just get tired of fucking seeing. Of course, this was 1989, 1990, but it just, the police chief basically saying, we can't find the gun, and you killed an unarmed suspect. And she's like, I saw the gun, and then Clancy Brown is another police officer, a detective, who sort of also questioned her along with the dickhead police chief. It's like, we can't find the gun, and you'll be lucky if you're out in the force, 2 days from now. And right then, other than, it had an interest, not interesting, it's been done before, but cool, where, you think she's on the patrol, but it's really a training mission. And, Jamie Lee Curtis is a rookie cop, I buy her. She looks good in the uniform as well. And the shooting, you see practical big bullet hits, bloody bullet hits. I'm like, wow, and slow-mo. I'm like, wow, I miss that. People get shot and bullet hits bloody like they should be, because they would be bloody. It's not like oh, nothing. That's stupid. And then I miss that. You don't have bullet hits, have them big and bloody, like they are. And flying back, but then this scene really almost made me want to, oh my god, not want to watch the movie. You're going, why? Because I'm saying, this dickhead police chief is basically talking about how, there's no gun, and, basically saying she don't be kicked off. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I need Hooked on Phonics or, something. We see Tom Sizemore pull a gun on a cashier, and the gun is 2 inches from the guy's face. He doesn't kill the guy. Robert didn't kill anybody. He ordered everybody down. There were like 4 other people who saw the gun. Wouldn't the police question the other people in the fucking store and be like, okay, this old lady saw a gun, the cashier saw a gun, everybody saw a gun. So we have fucking 4 or 5 witnesses saying they saw a gun. Thus, she would not be in trouble. She wouldn't be bitched at. We wouldn't have the police chief be a dickhead. A cliche dickhead police chief. And they'd be like, oh shit, where'd the gun go? Let's try to find it. Let's look into it. But it's one of those sort of... And here's the thing, I was really surprised that they let this go. Might not seem much, because first, I was produced by Edward R. Pressman, who cares, and Oliver Stone was a producer. Written by Kathryn Bigelow and Eric Red. These are the same guys who worked on Near Dark, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's an okay vampire movie. But Eric Red is the guy who wrote The Hitcher. Really good flick. And it just really contrived sort of way to start a movie. I'm like, oh my god, man, is this going to be this lazy? Like, ugh. And then even off the bat, was being very negative. Sometimes I do this with movies. Sometimes I'm like very negative. I'm like, fuck this movie. I start off good, then you give me this bullshit of, oh, we can't find a gun, but you don't question any of the fucking witnesses. And then I'm like, oh great, why the fuck did Ron Silver grab a gun? Why the fuck does he all of a sudden have a fixation on this rookie cop? And plus throughout the movie I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck is this girl still a cop? It's like, I wasn't paying attention going out, which could be the case. But it's like, from their instance in the movie, it's like, she's going to be off the force. Then for some reason Clancy Brown says, oh, you're a detective in name only. And then she's wearing plain clothes. Then we have this lawyer who is helping Ron Silver, saying, oh, there's a scene where she knows Ron Silver's the killer, and she gets tapped from behind and shoots one of her friends. I think that's Elizabeth Pena from Jacob's Ladder. And the lawyer's like, oh, did you see him? Because he was behind you, and if you... I'm going to make sure you're not a cop anymore. Basically, is the gist of it. Is she still a cop? And I'm like, so wait a minute, you keep saying, she's not going to be a cop, and yet she has been from from uniform to plain clothes, and she's able to get away with a lot of shit. And I'm thinking, okay, I can buy Dirty Harry, even though it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. But I can, for some reason, in movie land, I can buy it because it's, because it's Dirty Harry, because they've, those characters apparently in that movie land history has had a lot of experience and gone through a lot of hell. This is a rookie cop. And then, Clancy Brown is sort of helping Jamie Lee Curtis, and they fall in love and one time later in the film have sex. And I'm like, I don't buy that. I didn't buy that. I buy them as friends, but not as lovers. I didn't buy it. And also, it took me off at first that Ron Silver, like, right off the bat, he's fixated on Jamie Lee Curtis. I could understand maybe if he watched her, and fucking watched her for days or weeks, but right off the bat, you know, a rookie cop, I'm like, what, love at first sight? And I know it seems like I'm being very negative. All I've been doing is being negative. But other than the plot, contrived little points of that plot, you know, with the gun and, you know, like, oh, come on, can't they arrest this Ron Silver guy already? You still can't arrest him? What the fuck? It was kind of hard for me to believe at times. Some of the relationships, like the police chief, the Clancy Brown, you know, them being lovers.